Rockin' 101, the rock station. The Johnny Rock Show. What is this? This is a song by Dousette. And on the phone is long-lost Minnesota DJ Mike Dousette. Oh, Mike.
Wow.
Huh?
Look at that.
Yeah, I pulled that one out of my...
Canadian rock and roll with Johnny Rock.
Oh.
Crazy stuff.
He's just a baby. So, Mike Dousette. Yeah, listen, I didn't get a chance to promote this great long-lost Minnesota DJ segment with you because I didn't think you'd do it. And then we were talking about just other stuff yesterday because we talk now and then, believe it or not. And I said, well, wait a minute. You were on the air, weren't you? Yeah, of course you were. So, welcome to,
not really.
Well, the long-lost Minnesota DJ, Mike Dousette. Mike. I remember the first time I was, made aware of Mike Dousette. It was on cable access television. Now, let's go before radio. Yeah. How did that start? You did like a talk show in the early 90s, right?
Yeah, it was the late 80s, early 90s, and I was going to Brown like every other up-and-comer, and some buddies and I decided we would put together a cable show, and we got it all together, and at the last minute, nobody wanted to host it, so I thought, well, I'll do it. I'm a show-off. I can handle it. So I just, I was not a trained cable access host, and I did it anyway.
Yeah.
So, and we did that, and we got some attention, and I got some pretty big guests on. Just because I'd bug them until they'd come on. So it was fun. It was just for fun. And then, after that, I got into radio. But yeah, I actually had some pretty notable DJs from the Twin Cities who I won't mention actually came on that show a couple times.
No, that's funny. You didn't have notable Johnny Rock. I guess I wasn't notable, but that was good. I was. I always remember. I was living like with Lola Montez, my ex-stripper girlfriend. We'd watch you, and then we'd watch Fancy Ray. It was a great time to be stoned. But Mike Dousette, long lost Minnesota DJ. So then you got into radio, and you went. Turn down your radio, Mike. Yeah. Then you went over to 93, or no, 105, or what happened then?
Come again? Yeah. So I got out of Brown, and you have to start in a small town, like everybody. Maybe not you. Maybe you started in New York City or wherever you started, but normal people start in small towns, and they do crappy overnights, and that's what I did. And I was in southern Minnesota, and then I got a chance to go to Fargo, North Dakota, and do mornings, which I told the guy who interviewed me, I'm not qualified for this. And he said, well, you and I get along, and it's just kind of talking on the radio. And I said, I'll do overnights. You should not put me on the mornings. This is stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. So he and I are still very good friends. I just texted him right before I went on. His name is Brad Anderson. What up, Fargo? And he taught me really a lot of the foundation that helped me have success later. And from Fargo, I got a call out of the blue from somebody in Minneapolis, and I thought it was a joke, so I hung up on him. Mm-hmm. I literally hung up on him because a competitor DJ, who I think is still around for some reason, would call me and say, hey, you want a boat? And I'd be like, oh, really? That's awesome. I love fishing. They made me sound like a fool, and then they put it on the radio. So a couple days later, I'm at work, and they're like, somebody from Minneapolis is on the phone for you. I'm like, sure they are. Yes. So I pick it up. They're like, hey, we want you to come and work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that sounds great. And I slammed the phone down.
Wow. So
it was actually them. So I called back and said, oh, it was you. And they understood, thank God. So then to Minneapolis, and then to Peoria, then back to Minneapolis to X105, baby.
That's fascinating. We could talk Fargo all morning, but this is really about Twin Cities and St. Cloud, DJ. So you went to X1. By the way, you said I started in New York. Thank you so much. That's not really true, but yeah, my career is like Benjamin Button. I kind of went from New York, and now anyway. So listen, you are on X105.
Whoa. Did you not? Whoa. Did you not start in New York?
No, I started in Minneapolis, St. Paul, because I was on air. Yeah, you're right. Enough about you. Let's talk about me.
Thank you very much.
Yes, my first.
No, I told you. I did my homework. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My first job was playing Dousette on WAPP and 103.5 WAPP Rock Staten Island. Here's Dousette, and we have a 10 share because we don't play commercials. Yes. Anyway, so
I love it.
So you, thank you for humoring me. You came back to Minneapolis, St. Paul, X105. We should explain this. Because this is what happened, right? Rev 105 was a very beloved alternative station that was, they didn't have any ratings because they played everything under the sun and they didn't really have a great signal, but they were good people and and the critics' darling. And then you went in there and said to the owner, you need to sell this station and we got to play heavy metal. So it was your fault. You said that Kevin Cole, you got to fire him. You got to get rid of the air staff. I'm Mike Dousette. And listen, if I don't get my way, I'm good. No. So, there was a bunch of upheaval that neither of us were, believe me. I wish I had the power to write a check to buy radio stations, but Disney of all people bought Rev 105 and they went heavy metal and they called you, right?
Yeah, Disney bought Rev 105 from Cargill. That's what happened. So, there was a morning I was walking in, and our daughter, Gretchen, and my daughter she's 23 now, Chloe. She was 2. Oh. So I was getting no sleep. I'm going into this radio station, and all of a sudden eggs start flying by my head and hitting the building. Oh. So I'd get in really quickly and hide. I'm like, what are they? I go downstairs and play some Pantera, right? And the next day, same thing happened again. Only I was a little more crabby on this next day, and I said, okay. Come out of the dark, egg-throwing hooligans. And they did.
Hooligans.
And I said, why are you throwing eggs at me?
Yes.
I said something worse. I'm trying to be good on the Johnny Rock show.
Thank you.
So I said, why are you throwing eggs at me? And they said, you bought our radio station and you ruined it. Mm-hmm. I said, you honestly think I did that? Me? Personally?
Mike,
they all looked at each other and like, no.
Right.
I said, so leave me alone. Oh. I said, you really want to do some damage to this place? There's $4,000 worth of stereo equipment in that X105 van. Go break the window and take it. Oh. Leave me out of it.
Oh, lovely.
And they did the next day.
Oh, aren't you just?
So it was great.
What a company man. Yeah. Mike Dousette. So then we've only got a few more minutes because Dousette, hey, he's running out of time. Mama let him play. So then you wind up, this is where you and I finally interspecies. You come over to 93 and come again. You come over to 93 where I'm fat and happy running this alternative station because now my only competition is on the way.
Yeah, you're cool.
I was Mr. Cool. And I guess you must have said, you got to fire that Johnny Rock and bring this format over to 93. So then you all of a sudden, were you on 93 for a blink of an eye?
I was on 93 from 97 to 2000 was the total. So
wow,
that was my total run there. And yeah, so I went through the change, and some jocks came over and some didn't. And we had a great lineup with Tawn Mastery. God rest her soul. She was terrific.
Yeah, she was.
And I don't think management understood who she was. No. You know what I mean? I don't think they really got who she was. She's pretty big, and she was great.
Yeah.
And we had Remy on in the afternoon, and we had a great lineup.
Yeah. So. Well, Remy's been on this show, but that's great.
Remy.
Yes, he's the best next to Mike Dousette. Play. Now listen, we're running out of time. So then one day you walk into 93 and you look at those two idiots that are still there. Was it the same two idiots? No, it was I don't know. And you go, enough of this, right? One
idiot.
One idiot. So you say enough of this and you get out of there. What? You just walked out?
Yeah, so one day I decided that it was a great move. I have a 2-year-old daughter at home to just walk away from my employment and my benefits.
Yeah.
That was a really good move, but I had to do something different, and I never looked back, and I haven't been on the radio in 21 years, so I'm really happy to do this with you because I think you're a great talent, and I think HMH is lucky to have you in St. Cloud.
Oh.
So this is fun, but, now I'm just a dad and a proud dad of a St. Cloud State Husky volleyball alum. So
nice.
I love the area.
Well,
and, so now I'm Northern Ad Agency. That's what I do. I sell ads. I do the same thing I've always done. I just do it on the other side of the microphone or the camera.
Oh wow! Well, congratulations. You say that Rockin' 101's lucky to have me. I'm lucky to have Rockin' 101. I'm I'm lucky to have Dousette, Mike, and the musician. Mike Dousette, long-lost Minnesota Deep. You still there? Mike Dousette. Listen,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us on such short notice. It's great to get caught up, I think. So let me get this straight. You started in New York, and then you went to St. Cloud, then you went to New York City again, then L.A., Chicago, and then Minneapolis. And then you threw some eggs and broke into a van, and then you started an ad agency, and and then you wrote that song, Mama Let 'Em Play. Yeah. Thank you, Mike Dousette, everybody.
The Johnny Rock Show, Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.